Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Misha Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. A couple things happening today. It's Father's Day as I record this. My chair is squeaky. Love the squeaky chair. Got rid of one a few months ago. Can't remember what episode that was. Seem to have found another. Not the point of this, but it is. One point is it's Father's Day. So I'm going to talk about what happened today, Father's Day. A pretty awesome Father's Day. Very low key, but some cool things happened nonetheless. And also, might be time for a new intro for the podcast. Yes, it might be time for a new intro. And actually, by the time this episode comes out, the new intro may already be in play, because I was going to start as soon as it's ready to go. I'm going to use it. And I've got a couple of weeks of recordings already recorded. Definitely going through some insecurity around the podcast right now. I'm going to throw that into the mix too. One of the reasons I thought I might change the intro in regards to Father's Day. So one of the first texts I received today, usually get a few texts from the random person saying, "Happy Father's Day, you're such a great father." The boy's mom, Dawn, sent me a text. "Happy Father's Day!" exclamation point. "I could not think of a person in this world I would rather have raised my babies. You are walking into peace. You have been moving down the road to being the best person possible for so long, and that has been reflected in your fatherhood. Nice work!" exclamation point. How sweet is that? You know what? As I record this, it's 8:00 at night. I got that message. What time was that? 10:20 a.m. And I started crying because I felt like it was so sweet. And yeah, my boys are 18 and 20, both out of high school. The main heavy lifting of fatherhood in this iteration is complete. And I got that very sweet text. Yeah, as I've said before in many episodes, I got clean and sober when I was 17, and have been in recovery and trying to be of service and move with a higher power pretty actively for 35 years now. And so I think she was referencing that. But I have I hand wrote a sign. When I record, I'm doing a lot of interview recordings right now, and a lot of podcast interviews, and I have a lot of friends, a lot of random people stop by and say hi. And it's beautiful. It's a great thing. I've created a great environment for that, for people to swing by and say hi, and they do. And so I hand wrote a sign on a piece of paper that says, "Recording, please be quiet," big.
so that I can tape it on the outside of the front door. So when somebody comes in, they know to, hey, please be quiet. And it's actually worked pretty good. It's kind of funny. It's like I need that red light, the on air light. Isn't that what they used to do in Radio Land? They had a red on air light. And so Waylon, my 18-year-old who just graduated from high school, comes in today and says, Happy Father's Day, Dad. I was like, oh, awesome. And he goes, I got you a present, but it's not here yet. And I said, oh, what is it? He goes, I got you a wood sign that says, quiet, bitch slap in process. So I can replace my hand markered recording or interview in process, please be quiet, or recording, please be quiet. He got me an awesome wood sign that says, quiet, bitch slap in process. That's got to be the most thoughtful gift ever. So my heart just sang for that. He also works at Jersey Mike. So he's like, you can have my employee sub tonight, or not an employee sub. What is an employee sub? They can give their one sub a day to whoever they like. So I went in and had a Father's Day sub, and it was good. And then finally, Cooper Lee swung by. I was sitting on the couch after I just finished my sub. Cooper lives with his mother, and we still get along just fine. And all of a sudden, there he was at the door, about 5:30. Came over to wish me a happy Father's Day, and he hung out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just BSing with me. It was so amazing. It was, and we talked some pretty cool stuff about life, about happiness, about chasing happiness, what that means, about the fleeting nature of shiny objects. Really, in regards to purchases, he had had a little fling with a couple of cars along the way, and he's like, yeah, I learned some great lessons, and they've translated into other things as he's bought cars potentially he shouldn't have because they were cool. But we all get to go through that, don't we? So there we go. And to reiterate, yeah, it was like the changing of the podcast intro, because I'm like, I don't have the necessary growth I want for my podcast. And maybe it's the intro, or perhaps maybe I'm not out there promoting it that much, because it does take work. Some of it can happen organically, I believe is the word you use, but oftentimes you have to put effort into these things. But I'd gotten some commentary from Waylon, Dawn, and perhaps a couple people I bounced it off of, that my bitch slap intro may be a bit esoteric. So I might want to make it a bit more to the point. What's this about? Versus in more layman's terms, versus the esoteric madness that it is. But I had a friend, I was asking about it, and she said for whatever reason it reminded her, the music reminded her of Pigs in Space. The Muppets. Remember the Muppet, the little skit they had? Pigs in Space. Anyway, there's your daily disjointed interview. I think I'm going to work on a new intro. It was a ridiculous Father's Day. The boy's mom. Happy Father's Day. I could not think of a person in this world I would rather have raised my babies. They're out of high school now, so we're past tense a little. Raised my. Anyway, you are walking into peace. That was so sweet that she said that that she's not like the hooey fooey. Oh, goodness gracious. You have been moving down the road to being the best person possible for so long, and that has been reflected in your fatherhood. Nice work. Love to all. Peace out.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.